Hello all, welcome to the next part of the video on objective questions to crack competitive exams. Directly we will get into the video. The first question, in the given circuit the two-port network has impedance matrix. The value of ZL for which the maximum power is transferred to the load is nothing but for the maximum power transfer ZL should be equal to ZT. Or we can say that if the whole circuit is converted into a single voltage source and a single impedance, then that single impedance we call it as a Thevenin's impedance. ZTH will be ZT equal to ZL. So at this condition the maximum power transfer will occur. Okay. For this we have a direct formula to find the Thevenin's impedance. ZTH equal to Z22 minus Z12 into Z21 divided by RS plus Z11. The Z parameters can be obtained from the impedance matrix. RS is nothing but the 10 ohm resistance value. If you substitute these values in the formula, we will get the Thevenin's impedance as 48 ohm. So the maximum power transfer will occur when the load impedance will be equal to the 48 ohm. This is the answer. Okay, if you didn't remember this formula, there is another method to solve. That is, we have to convert the whole circuit into a single voltage source and a single impedance. That is a Thevenin's impedance. So from the diagram, we have to find V2 by I2. So this is the Thevenin's impedance for this circuit. How we can find this? We can rewrite this impedance matrix like V1, V2 equal to this 40, 60, 60, 120 into I1, I2. Okay, then the two equations will be V1 equal to 40 I1 plus 60 I2. Let it be equation 1. V2 will be equal to 60 I1 plus 120 I2. Okay, let it be equation number 2. Okay, when you are applying Thevenin's theorem, you have to short the voltage source and open the current source. So, if you short this voltage source and apply KCL here, then you will get V1 plus 10 I1 equal to 0. V1 plus 10 I1 equal to 0. Or V1 equal to minus 10 I1. Let it be equation number 3. Now substitute the whole equation number 3 in equation number 1. You will get minus 10 I1 equal to 40 I1 plus 60 I2. Or 60 I2 equal to minus 50 I1. Or we can write I1 equal to minus 6 by 5 I2. Okay, I1 equal to minus 6 by 5 I2. Now substitute this value in the equation number 2, V2 equation. You will get V2 equal to 60 into minus 6 by 5 I2 plus 120 I2. Or when you simplify this equation, V2 by I2 will be equal to 48 ohm. So V2 by I2 is nothing but a single impedance, and that single impedance is nothing but the Thevenin's impedance is at TH equal to 48 ohm. So we had found the Thevenin's impedance. For maximum power transfer, this impedance value should be equal to the load impedance. Okay, this is the answer for this question. Next question is, the loop transfer function of a negative feedback system is this one, the value of K for which the system is marginally stable. To find the marginally stable system, first we have to write the characteristic equation. What is the characteristic equation? 1 plus G of S into H of S equal to 0. Okay, so 1 plus this one K into S plus 11 divided by S into S plus 2 into S plus 8 equal to 0. When you expand this, you will get S cube plus 10S square plus 16S plus KS plus 11K equal to 0. Okay. To find the stability of the system, we can apply the Routh-Hurwitz criterion. So, how we can find the Routh table? S cube S square. Now, write the values 1, 10, 16 plus k, here 11k. Okay, how we can find the parameters of S1? This 10 into 16 plus k divided by 10 minus 11k. 10 into 16 plus k minus 11k divided by 10. Here it will be equal to 0. Now when you simplify, you will get 160 minus k divided by 10. Okay, now how will you find the value of S0? 160 minus k divided by 10 into 11k divided by 160 minus k divided by 10. So totally it will be 11k. Okay, so now we had completed the Routh table. So for the system to be stable, the first column of the Routh table should be positive 1. Okay, so to find the value of k, for when the system should be marginally stable, the value of k can be equated to 0. That is 160 minus k divided by 10 equal to 0. Now the value of k will be equal to 160. When the value of k is equal to 160, the system is marginally stable here. Next question, in the circuit shown below, all the components are ideal and the input voltage is sinusoidal. The magnitude of the steady state output V0 is dash volt. Okay, from the circuit diagram itself, we can identify that this circuit is a voltage doubler. Voltage doubler is nothing but V0 is equal to what? 2 into Vm. Okay, so 2 into, it is given in RMS value, so 230 into 230 root 2. So V0 is equal to 650.4 voltage. This is the answer for this question. Now how the circuit is working? At the negative half cycle, the D1 is forward biased. So the capacitor, this capacitor C1 charges up to the peak input voltage. At the positive half cycle, D2 is forward biased. So C2 will be charged up to the twice of the peak voltage because it uses the stored voltage at the capacitor C1. So at the output, we will get the twice of the input peak voltage. In the circuit below, the Thevenin's voltage Vt, that is, we have to simplify the circuit into a single voltage source. How we can simplify this one? Now it is a current source parallel with the resistance value. We can convert it into single voltage source in series with the resistance value, that is series with the resistance value. Now here we are having the voltage source 2 ohm, here the same 2 amp parallel with 2 volt. So now the value here is 1 ohm. The value of this voltage source is 1 into 1, so 1 volt. Okay, now we can add this two voltage sources which are in series. So we can write as a single voltage source and single impedance 1 plus 2 as 3 ohm impedance, 1 volt, 3 volt, and here we can convert this current source and resistance value as single voltage source and series with the resistance. Okay, so this will have the value of 4 volt and 2 amp. Okay, now we have to solve this into a single voltage source. So how we can solve this as single voltage source means, let V01 equal to, now short this terminal point and find the total voltage of this circuit. So V01 will be equal to 3 into 2 divided by 3 plus 2, which is equal to 6 by 5 volt. V02, now short this point, V02 will be equal to 4 into 3 divided by 3 plus 2, which is nothing but 12 by 5 volt. Okay, so V01 is nothing but short this point and take the total voltage. V02 is nothing but short this point and take the total voltage of this circuit. Okay, now the total voltage V0 will be equal to 6 by 5 plus 12 by 5 is nothing but 3.6 volt. Now how the circuit will be simplified here is one resistance, one voltage source, it is nothing but 3.6 volt in series with the resistance. Okay, what is the value of this resistance is nothing but this 3 into 2 divided by 3 plus 2 plus this 4 ohm. 6 by 5 plus 4 ohm is the value of this resistance. Now the question asked is only the voltage. So voltage is nothing but 3.6 volts. Here is the answer. Okay, the last question is, the components in the circuit shown below are ideal. If the op-amp is in the positive feedback and the input voltage Vi is a sine wave of amplitude 1 volt, the output voltage V0 is equal to. This diagram is actually a inverting Schmitt trigger. So the answer is a constant either plus 5 volt or minus 5 volt. It is a constant plus 5 volt or minus 5 volt. Let us see how. Let this point be V reference. Okay, let this point be V reference. According to the Schmitt trigger, when Vin is slightly greater than V reference, then the output will be equal to minus Vsat. Okay, when Vin is slightly greater than V reference, the output becomes minus Vsat. And if Vin is greater than Vin is less than V reference, the output will be equal to plus Vsat. This is according to the Schmitt trigger. Now we can write this voltage equation here like V reference minus Vi divided by 1K here. Then plus V reference minus V0 divided by 1K equal to 0. Or we can, if we simplify this equation, we can write V reference equal to Vi plus V0 divided by 2. Okay, if V0 is equal to, here we said either it will be minus Vsat or plus Vsat. If V0 is equal to minus 5 volt, V reference will be equal to minus 5 plus Vi divided by 2. V0 can change from minus 5 to plus 5 if V reference is greater than 0. Okay, that is minus 5 plus Vi divided by 2 greater than 0. That is Vi should be greater than 5 volt. Only when Vi is greater than 5 volt, it will change its value. Here in the question it is given as 1 volt. But the given input has a peak value of 1 volt. Hence output cannot change from plus 5 volt to minus 5 volt or minus 5 volt to plus 5 volt. It remains constant. Okay, so the answer is the output value remains constant at plus 5 volt or minus 5 volt. For more videos on objective questions, please stay connected.